Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. Guys, it's that time of the year. You've seen our previous videos. We've been picking Scuppernongs and muscadines, and this year was a bumper crop. And we got tired of doing it with the quinoa, just going round. It's just too much work for us, and we bought this press here. Now this can be used for all types of fruits. It can be used for apples and pears and Scuppernongs and grapes and muscadines. All this kind of stuff can be used in here. So guys, what we've done, we actually ordered a crusher to go with this, but the crusher got delayed like everything else. It's just on back order. It'll get here when it gets here. But Wanda and I have these Scuppernongs. We have just piles of them. We've been picking them for days and days and days, and we keep putting them in bags, and we're putting them in the freezer. Now that we've got no room left in the freezers, we've got to start processing them, even though we don't have the crusher to go with it. But we realized that once we froze them and we thawed them back out, what happened was the hulls on every one of them busted, which is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So we've thawed a bunch of them out, and we're getting ready now. This one here, this one swings to the side. That's the reason we wanted this particular type. All right, what we've done, this is a wooden barrel here. It has wooden staves in it. I told Wanda, I said, just using some common sense here. I told her, I said, we're gonna put this in water and we're gonna go ahead and wet these because it's wood, it's very porous, and it will absorb. And I told her, I said, when we put the Scuppernongs down in here, that juice is going to absorb into the wood if the wood is not already wet. I mean, that's just common sense tells me that. So we decided to wet the wood first so that we don't lose a lot of our juice absorbing into the wood. Now, it comes with these fruit bags that goes down in here. You put them down in, and to start with, you just kind of roll this over the tops of the wooden barrel here. Now this thing is made to just exactly fit, guys. I mean, it's not as easy as it appears to be, and I don't want to tear it. So it'll take me just a moment to get it over, and we got it now. It's a really tight fit. We're going to kind of press that all out in the bottom. Now they make two different kinds of these bags. One of them has a hole in the bottom of it because this rod on this here actually sticks up through the middle here, and you actually put blocks on top of it, and you put a large metal piece with a handle that you keep ratcheting on it. But this one is made a little bit different. This one has a disc on it that comes off. This is the type that we wanted. Now we have this system that we've built here. I took a Craftsman table saw stand and bolted a piece of plywood to it and cut me a handle out in it so that it has wheels that can roll and all this stuff. And we've got, when we flip those up, what it does is it locks this thing down where it can't roll. And we took a little plastic tub thing here. It fits just right up under it, really nice. We didn't have a red one, we had a green one, which is okay because the crusher we got coming is green, it's not red. So guys, here we go. We're going to be taking the Scuppernongs, and we're going to be putting them over in here and filling this thing. Now we're not going to fill it all the way full. I'm going to only fill it about halfway. Kind of hard, they're kind of like stuck in here.
Because they done got soft.
They done got soft and sticky. Okay, that's good enough right there. All right. Let's kind of get this thing back in line here. We're going to swing this back around. We're going to fasten this all back. Tighten our wing nut down. All right.
And we had a little bit of water. Dan, you probably just take that water out if you want to and let that drain out, because it's probably not juice. I don't know.
Let a little bit of it drain out of there because we had to wash them. They had gotten a little bit of dirt on them, so we wanted to make sure everything was clean. Okay, now what we want to do is take this bag And we want to fold it back over inside here. Completely cover it up. And we want to spin this thing down. Make sure we're sitting just on it just right. I opted to only do half the thing at one time. I mean, I don't know until I actually try it. If it was a good idea to fill it all the way full or not. I'm thinking fill it halfway full. Okay, here we go. Let it catch up with me there just a minute. It's running a pretty good stream out.
Reminds me of cane syrup.
Yeah, like running cane syrup out of the thing.
Only this is prettier.
A whole lot clearer. The difference that we're seeing here is we're not ending up with all of the skimming stuff that we do when we do a quinoa. Okay, we just leave a little bit of pressure sitting on it for just a minute or so, and then after it sits there for a minute or so, you can turn it and it turns real easy again. So we just keep gradually adding pressure to it and letting it come out very slowly.
I mean, we've gotten more than we would get out of that in 5 minutes than we would get in an hour.
Oh, I know, it's just...
I'm already well pleased if it works like this.
Oh, the fact that we don't have to let it set to get all the skimmings out of it.
This could go straight into the freezer.
This could go straight into the freezer, yeah.
So it's saving lots of time.
Lots of time and effort.
Now we may have to sit and let it just drain for a while, but Danny can also open it back up and add more.
This is amazing.
I mean, it's pure.
I mean, that is as pure as you get. It looks like water, it's so clear. You guys know me, I gotta try some. Oh, wow. Gonna try that.
Oh, the taste is awesome.
It's awesome, ain't it?
Yeah, and we don't have to wait in the refrigerator or anything like that. I'm hooked.
I'm a believer. It's already made a believer out of me, so. Alright.
It's barely dripping, so we reverse the process.
It's a lot faster. Spin that around. Let's bring this back up. Stick it back up over the edge.
Looks like crushed grapes, don't it?
They mash flat, that's for sure.
We're just adding the next batch on top.
Fold it over. Swing this back. And away we go. Bump this over a little bit. There we go.
There we go.
All right, guys, this is a dish pan full right here.
Of berries combined down to juice. And look how pretty. We didn't have to let it sit. Wow. Almost a half a gallon.
Look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
And it's still sitting over there dripping in a cup. We might eventually finish filling that if I just leave it
Yes.
sitting.
Now we have 2 more dish pans to go before we're through.
Okay, we're gonna move this around to the side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bag out of here and see just how dry all of this is. Still see some stuff dripping. I need the dish pan, I don't want to drip it on the floor. Okay. Let's turn it up. Come out of the bag easy. Oh, it mashed them, didn't it? All right. Finishing up the second dish pan. Tried a little bit different procedure this time. We put smaller batches in instead of filling it half full. I think we're getting a little better results. Plus we greased this just a minute ago with some Vaseline. That seems to make it really easy to turn now. Comes out in a good stream to start with.
Most of the juice comes out the first 5 minutes and then you just let pressure stay on it.
Yeah, then we just let the pressure set and we keep just gradually tightening it. Okay guys, one thing I'll tell you, if you get one of these, make sure you bolt it to something, because it's this thing would be hard to hold if it wasn't bolted down.
The whole thing would want to
The
turn.
whole thing would want to turn on you, so that's a plus. I have to keep putting my feet against the edges of the table thing down here even to keep it from wanting to move.
So if it wasn't bolted, it would just spin around.
You'd have a problem, yeah.
So your little Craftsman table DIY worked real
Little thing
well.
working out real good.
These were fresh picked this morning. They've not been frozen, they're not busted. So Danny wants to try them and see if there is a difference.
I want to see if there's a difference. All right, we shall see.
Harder to turn, or the same.
About the same. I hear them busting.
But no juice coming. I see the juice, but not pouring like before. And that's about tight, isn't it? So if you put the fresh picked ones, you're going to have a time. It's going to be a little harder without the crusher, right?
Yeah, it's a lot harder without the crusher. The juice isn't running out near like it does with
The frozen ones. Or the ones that have been
the
frozen.
ones that's been frozen, yeah. Okay, we learned that you don't want to do them fresh. It's just too hard without a crusher. You need to either freeze them or have a crusher, because you can't squeeze them hard enough to get all the juice out of them. Okay guys, we ended up with about 3.5 dish pan fulls of bronze Scuppernongs that we had frozen. The half of the dish pan was one that I put in there that wasn't frozen, that really didn't work out. So from our experience, if you ever go to use this to squeeze your muscadines, make sure your Scuppernongs, make sure you freeze them first, because it didn't work well with them not being frozen. So we ended up with right at 2 gallons of juice here, which I think is awesome for 3.5 dish pan fulls of Scuppernongs. We'll be taking this now. We're gonna let it sit overnight in the refrigerator just to see. I mean, you know me, I got to experiment. This is my first time actually getting this deep into this, using the cider press or juicer press, whatever you want to call it. I want to see if there's any sediment in the bottoms of the jars after they sit overnight in the refrigerator, because I want it to be as clear as I can get it when we get ready to use it. Now what we'll do is we'll pour it out of these glass jars into some containers that we can put into the deep freeze and freeze it for future use. Now we'll be making breakfast drinks out of it. We'll be making probably some more jelly out of it, stuff like that. And guys, we still got a bunch more to pick, so we're not through yet. But now, let me tell you about this press that we got over here. Okay guys, I thoroughly love the setup we have here. Had we not put it on a table in a stand and bolted it all down, you would not have been able to hold the press to be able to turn this to mash it with. I love this. This is worth its weight in gold as far as I'm concerned. We learned you need to wet the wood before you start, so that all your juice doesn't absorb into the wood, but the water, it's already wet from water. So that's the first thing we learned. I love the bag system that comes with it. It's very easy to clean them. They're a nylon mesh bag, extremely easy to clean. I can't say enough good things about this. We're looking forward to using it for other things like apples and pears and things of this nature. If you don't own one of these, I think they're I think they're worth the money, to be honest with you. Now they make a lot of different versions of these. Some of them have wooden blocks that you have to have a ratchet system on top. Some of them, this rod right here in the middle, is stationary in the bottom of the stand. I just like this one because it had the handle and everything all made in one. I didn't have to go hunt up parts and pieces. It's all just one unit. That's one thing I liked about it. Now we do have the crusher coming to go on top of it. We'll be showing that when we get it. It's just like everything else today, it's on back order. Would have been nice if we had it this time to experiment and to see if we could have crushed them and it would have worked better with that. But I can't say enough good things about this, guys. So we'll have a link in the description down below if you're interested in the the press or the crusher. They're not that expensive. I think it's a worthwhile investment if you're on a homestead and you're trying to make your own food. I mean, guys, that's where it's at, is making your own food today. So thank you guys for Deep South Homestead.